I'm live. Oh, I thought I had an intro. I don't have an intro. Okay, so my intro video is not there anymore. I don't know, it just wasn't set. Okay, so I was doing my stare for the intro because StreamYards does this thing where it's got it's supposed to go straight into your intro video, but it kind of shows the screen straight before. So I was trying to give you one frame of bad face or crazy face. Yeah. Good morning, Lucifer. Let me just turn that off. Okay. You can still hear me, I hope. How is the audio? I'm playing with alerts and things. So let's try and get this done. I'll do this. Meow 1. Let's see if you can hear it. I mean, I can hear it. So it works. Oh, thanks, Lucifer. You don't have a bad face, silly. What's for breakfast, Lucifer? Let us get all the destination chats up. And also just hear if the audio is good. I don't know. Anyway, good evening, morning, afternoon, everybody. This stream is, I hope you can hear me. Okay. This stream is the results stream of my consistency set. All sounds great. Hi, Marcello. Good to see you. Yes. So we are doing my consistency test today. So if you don't know what that's about, if you weren't here for previous streams like Marcello, probably wasn't. What I did was I diagrammed 3 videos about 6 months ago. Short videos, 10 minutes, which took 4 hours for all 3 of them. Diagrammed those and then said, okay, with the intent to re-diagram the same videos without looking back at what I did before, re-diagram them and see what similarities we have between the two, because we want to know whether there's any consistency in the way that I work, and also if what we can learn from comparing these 2 iterations, right? So that's what we're doing this stream. And morning, Tomby. Good to see you. Howdy, chat and mods. Oh, I think you've got one mod there, Mr. Lucifer. He's making omelette, coffee, and hash browns. He's properly breakfasted up. I had cereal for breakfast, and I'm very happy with it. I'm good with cereal. Thanks. It was Cheerios honey flavored, and it was in a coffee mug, and it was great. So, right. So let's see. It won't be a very long stream. It won't be a 4-hour stream but let's see what we're doing. I have not looked at the diagrams since I finished them. I haven't compared. I just looked a little bit at the 2 of them at the end of last stream. I just looked at what if there was any sort of sneak preview. So let's go and change to our other view. I think it's diagramming 2. There we go. Okay. So here's our video 1. This is our latest one. So this was round 2. Okay, so you can see the color difference, right? So then consistency test, the first round. It's actually, I can't edit it, guys. Can I edit? Okay, I can edit it. But I think it'll probably want me to sign up or something there. This is the one from 6 months ago. Same ideas, apparently. But let's have a look. Okay, let's compare them. First difference we notice is, of course, I've decided that we changed the central concept, how we named it. Bo Seo's approach to argument. That's what I think. It's probably what the name of the video was at the time. But what we did here is we went a bit more scientific, and we said video 1, debate tactics. So from the get-go, your central idea can be phrased differently. So we're not We're not doing too well with the consistency, are we? But either way, it's not that much of a huge difference, right? Tobes, your alert should work. Why is it not working? Tobes! Let me see if Tobes' thing will work for me. Sorry, guys. Tobes is over on Twitch. Did you see that I was gaming? Okay, just hold on. I almost wrote rage. Tobes, why doesn't it work? Probably I changed.
Bang, bang.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you don't have the. You're not allowed to do it. So did you guys hear? Bang, bang, bang. That's Tobes. As a Brit, I've had 5 cups of tea for breakfast. In the micro. Shut up. Shippy. Toby in the microwave like a gentleman, right? Yes. The Americans. I'm sorry, you. Do Australians do what the Americans do and microwave their water? None of that. The only way to make tea. Lucifer, Hey, Ryu. How you doing? We are looking at my consistency here. How consistently do our diagram? Otherwise, what do we do if I'm not consistent enough? What do? We learn to be better, right? Okay. So, by the way, guys, the reason that this was not done last week was because of Devil May Cry, because I made that Devil May Cry video. And also because of my husband, because he's just very interesting and I wanted to spend time with him. And also because, what's the name, of Monster Hunter Wilds. So I went to play that yesterday. So if you haven't subscribed, well, if you're on Twitch, you have the stream. But if you haven't subscribed to my gaming channel, please go and have a look. It's called That Darn Kitte Games. It's very easy. It's just my name plus games, and that's where my streams are going to be. My gaming streams. There's enough chaos on this channel without gaming. So anyway, what's up, Dildo? What's up, Cinevere? I just stopped by to say hi and give you a like. You all have a good night. Oh, thank you for the like, Fishy. Go and have a nice sleep. I know it's not nice. On YouTube or everywhere? Just on YouTube. I'm using Twitch to stream all the time. Whatever I'm doing, I'm on Twitch. So yeah. Oh, Noborg, try your command. See how it goes. Hey, Crimmage. What? Lots of people are awake. I did not expect. I know Shippy would be here and No Bore. I hope you guys can hear it nicely. I hope StreamYard is not doing ugly things. Yeah, because I was very happy with that. Sounds fine. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So it's noon here. Okay, Dalto, that's cool. Let's get into it.
Meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow.
Hey, Tomby's following on Twitch. Thanks, Tomby. It's only 8:30 p.m. here upside down land. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad there's some people that can chill with me. Because what I'm doing, you guys can distract me. Enjoy. I'm trying to figure out the differences between something I diagrammed 2 months ago versus the same thing diagrammed 2 months. No, I diagrammed something 6 months ago, and now I'm comparing the second iteration when I diagrammed it again last week. You guys know this. You should know this by now. Okay, cool. So let's see what we do. The first difference we got was, oh, by the way, literally your central topic. Oh, Shippy! Ooh, look at that alert. I mean, I guess it's cool. Shippy, thank you for the 20 and the what even was that alert? We need should we get a Shippy audio? Because listen, Ship was the first person to become a member on my channel. So he could be the membership, what do you call it? Alert. We could have him Australianly saying meow or something. So I think that's something he can have. I'm on Twitch as well. Dobermans are everywhere. Sure. You're a sugar bear over there on Twitch. Okay. Thanks for the double screening, everybody. Yeah, but yeah, on Twitch you can get my that. At least it's some fun. There's a lot more interactive stuff you can do on Twitch when I'm gaming. Shipper flexing all that money he stole from the the abos. Wow, Dildo. Meow. Meow with a can of Castlemaine 4x4. So that's what he's got to say. This is my DJ name. I know, but you Sugar Betty. Oh, you subbed.
Meow, 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 meow.
Oh shit, guys! Do you know what this means? This means I have to give Lucifer a command because I haven't changed the specifications for subscription. You're supposed to get a command when you're subscribed on Twitch. Obviously, it stays in perpetuity when it's on Twitch. If you go to and other people, the thing is, it's only okay. Listen, this is how it works. Sorry, Twitch people, but when you're a subscriber and you get your own command, you are the only one. Me and you are the only ones that can use your command. So when you come in, you can play your command. But then when your subscription is over, then everybody can use it, right? The command does not go away. I need to go and clean up my commands because there's commands from years ago that people probably, I suppose they could still do it, but yeah, there you go. This is an example. The thing is, I decided what no bores. It's on cooldown. Jeez, no bore. Why is your command is on cooldown for quite a while? Okay, so this is Vika's one. So basically, I decide what to do, what I can. We can negotiate, but yeah, memberships on YouTube, you get that that perk as well in the tier 2, and there's a bit more discussion we can have on what your alert is. But yeah, I would have to put it in for you because YouTube and Stream Elements don't play as great as they do. RIP Nobor? Nah, never. It's just that we couldn't handle that much Nobor. But yeah, this is Tobes' one. That's why he couldn't use it.
Bang, bang, bang.
See, Tobes' one is like quick. Anyway, that's it. So let's. Geez, why is my? I guess we're recording. We're live recording. That's why my face is so big. Okay. So let's go. We had the central idea. Literally, the way I phrased the two ideas has changed. Video 1, debate tactics. So I've decided, ooh, let's be more sciencey and say it's video 1, it's sample 1, it's whatever. So I said debate tactics. When Kitty gonna carry me on Monster Hunter Wilds? Listen, I am HR2 as of yesterday. So if I've got to do some meal prep and everything this afternoon, but maybe tonight if I get on Monster Hunter Wilds, I'll be able to play, and maybe we can squad up. Artoria? HR2, yeah, right? Be jealous. Late for me, Dildo, you're going to keep distracting Kitty. Look at you shits, all of you. I'm HR264. Lame. I said Tobes is bang bang, not Tom V's. Okay, cool. So let's, you know what? Oh, no. Oh, Carl, why is it not working? You used all your money. Yeah, Carl. Carl used up all his scritches. This is for you.
Hi, Carl.
There you go. Hi, Carl. Go. So if I get on tonight, because shame, last night I was supposed to get on with Carl as well, and I was like, I'm too tired. I'm getting too old. I can't game anymore. Anyway, don't let her focus. You guys, I'm trying to be intellectual and shit. Okay? You know, I'm gonna put the. You know what? I'm going to. My ears are still ringing from watching gun tubers on headphones. That probably isn't a good idea to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to close the comments on StreamYards for a little while. So you guys don't get to distract me. Okay, I need to compare at least one bubble's worth before I look at chat again. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Okay, so we did this. This is the central topic was different. That's cool. So my first in round 2, my first thing was, okay, I gave the intro. Actually, no. See, I distracted myself. Let's, instead of going in detail on each bubble, right? I'm going to look at each layer. Like level 1, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bubbles, right? At level 1. And then we can talk about how much we break everything else up, because the whole main idea of mind mapping is breaking things up into smaller pieces. How many pieces did I break this video into in the first round? So for here we've got, let's go back. So for round 2 we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What was it? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7. Okay. Well done. Kitty can count. Okay. And then if we go to our round 1, what did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just a little bit 8. Okay, it's 8. So we got 8 concepts, sub-concepts. How did I do them? Why you're losing your arguments. Instead of intro, I used why you're losing your arguments. So intro, we had intro, Bo Seo, like about him. Okay, then we've got Bo Seo's start in debates. So this is all kind of the intro stuff. Start in debates. And then we've got a similarity. Ding, 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 guys. We've got intelligence versus wisdom. Kitty! I did it. Look, intelligence versus wisdom over here, and intelligence versus wisdom over here. Yay, one similarity. Okay, so far. Then next we got Reza framework. Ding, ding, ding. 2. I don't have my my soundboard, so I'm the soundboard. Okay, Reza framework is number 2. Okay, and did I do applying? I did applying too. Applying. Okay, obviously I'm getting very excited, but the thing is, this video, if you go to the video, there were some, it was very well structured, and it did put headings basically for you, so it does help. So I can't get that excited and be that proud of myself, but I'm pretty proud of myself. Okay, so applying the Reza framework, I mean, considering how I changed up over here, it's good to have some consistency, right? And we haven't gone to level 2. We're just at the main things I broke it up into, right? Applying the Reza framework, that was there. Choosing which argument to challenge and which to let go. So that's how I worded that idea. How did I word it here? Picking a good fight. So I didn't change. I used more of a general idea, whereas here I literally went into it and said choosing which argument to challenge and which to let go. I explained that probably in other blocks when it comes to this. This is like a heading that I used instead of an idea. Okay, so I don't know which one I really like between the two of those. Picking a good fight seems better. This one is long. Like you want shorter headings in level 2 of your diagram anyway. Choosing which argument to challenge. Like maybe instead of choosing which argument, you would say choosing what to challenge, something like that. Choosing your challenge, picking your battle. I think it works. So I prefer the way I did it over here. Weak versus strong arguments. So we didn't do weak versus strong here. Okay, we did the value of listening for a debater, which actually only comes up later here when I say active listening. So it's the same node. Weak and strong arguments is the same node. If you know what I'm saying, like I've gotten from picking a good fight, which is the same idea, and then the value of listening for a debater was the main concept that I went with. But my heading over here was weak versus strong arguments. And then I went to active listening, but you see that they're the same. They're actually like, what's the point if I'm only breaking that one idea into further ideas? It just doesn't. I'm still not I'm not friends with the scroll version of this. So yeah, active listening and weak. So that actually would have been the same concept as the value of listening for a debater. So I think this one wins. This one wins as opposed to that one in that iteration. Side switching exercises, that's the same thing. We did side switching and side switching. So it's actually quite consistent. Yeah. We're somewhat, let's give it like a 3 out of 5 for consistency. Now I can go, there's only 5 chat messages. You see, when I tell you I'm ignoring you, everyone's quiet. Oh, and even one of them is my own. It's from StreamYard. You're dumb and bonk big ugly meowsters, no smart time. Nope, you be dumb and bonk ugly meowsters, no smart time. I try to be smart and shit. Kitty is deconstructing her own deconstructions. Yes, I am postmodernist. Okay, so this has been a while since the Stream Elements message has come up. So anyway, enjoy that pun. Cool. So this is interesting. I'm so far in level 1, somewhat consistent, but here is where it breaks down this weak versus strong. It seems like at least with picking a good fight, it was a title mismatch. So wording is one thing. I need a notebook or something. You'd think I'd have it, but I move them around the house all over the place. Should I have an extra? You know what I'll do? I'll make another Xmind. Consistency test results. No, not I'll create with AI when as the third round, okay, to see how consistent what the AI does. Okay. So anyway, mind map. Sorry for blinding everybody, but that's the default coloring it goes with. Okay. Go differences. Okay. What's consistency test results. Okay, so level 1, I'll do 3 out of 5, and my key word. This is just a rough thing. It doesn't have to be the output of the stream. It's just me putting notes here. So level, should I put the notes in here? You see, this is why I wanted the consistency test, because these are tiny little decisions that I make along the way that then have impact on the rest of the diagram. Anyway, because I'm like, should I put notes here? Should I put them there? They seem stupid, but actually it does. Eventually, it has an impact. Anyway, that's a repetition. Let's say, so it's title choice. Naming is different. For instance, we had what's choosing? Picking a good fight versus choosing which arguments. Versus picking a good fight. Okay, just noted. I actually might listen to my stream itself and diagram my own stream. Diagramception, rather than write the notes along the way, because we're supposed to be live recording. Okay, so why you so what I did there we go. Look what I did, guys. I redeemed myself. I said preamble over here as a summary. Instead of intro, I said preamble. So these 3 are intro, according to previous Kitty. Last week, Kitty, so 6 months Kitty, round 1 Kitty did preamble. Round 2 Kitty did intro instead. But as part of the preamble, I didn't put intelligence versus wisdom as part of intro. So the breaking up of the ideas is actually quite different here. Intro and breakdown of quality in arguments in society. Informal debate, you can't be interrupted. So I guess it seems like I made the decision to focus less on the details of his intro. But that's probably because I didn't know anything about the video. Okay. Why you're losing your arguments. So this is part of his intro. We don't have why you're losing your arguments. Do I have skills of good argument have atrophied? Do I have that, Cham? Breakdown of quality of arguments in society. That's the same thing as atrophied. Okay. And informal debate, you can't be interrupted. Okay. So let's see how much detail I've gotten there. Skills of good arguments have atrophied. Our approach to arguments has changed. That's no longer something to work at, now from a place of instinct or defensiveness. So it seems like I went more into detail here. Decrease in confidence with what a disagreement can do for us socially. The results of experiencing bad arguments. I prefer this breakdown. I thought, no, it's fine. But look what this person, it's me. Look what I did. Skills of good arguments have atrophied. Yes, we've got that concept. There's fewer concepts here. Breakdown of quality of arguments in society. So all I've done here in this iteration is kind of just say, hey, this is what he talks about. I don't actually say more about it. So I could, if I wanted to blend the two, I would put these things in here. No longer something to work at. Our approach to arguments has changed. This is more explanation that I left out. Okay, so it's not quality of an argument doesn't matter. It's all vibes now. Yes, vibes debate. That's it. Okay, so informal debates is you can't be interrupted. So that's all I took from his intro. I let it slide a bit more. Whereas I went very much in detail here. Our approach to arguments has changed, no longer something to work at, now from a place of instinct or defensiveness. So vibes, there you go, dildo. The result of experiencing bad arguments, decreasing confidence of what a disagreement can do for us socially. If we have better experiences with the argument, we can rebuild our confidence, being force for good. I think this one wins. This node wins. Why you're losing your arguments as part of the intro. And then I do have Bo Sayer, 2-time world debate champion, Australian and Harvard debate team coach, author of good arguments. So did I put anything about Bo here? No. I made the decision. I made the decision not to focus on him. Is that chair comfortable for you, Kitty? I never stood how people like the chairs made out of nets entirely. So obviously the cushion is not netted. It's not just a net. So there's a cushion underneath me. But as for the back, it's very supportive. This fabric, it's got like a bone in it, basically. And yeah, it is very comfy. It's not too comfy, like, you're going to fall asleep in it. But it's good. It's a good chair. So, also, hi, Hydra. Good to see you. So I obviously made this decision that it's very preamble-ness. The detail's not good, not worth it. Whereas I think in this one, I think it is. There's some valuable things that were said here. So lack of detail. So it's the level of detail to which I go that's changed over here. Put more detail in. Okay, that's easily done, because I often go, should I include that? Shouldn't I include that? A lot of the time with a debate diagram, that's often a discussion, because I don't want to just put the transcript into a diagram. That's what I don't want to do. I want to put ideas into the diagram. And when I first started off, I was very much doing just basically the transcript. And then I would find it difficult to only do ideas, because sometimes a lot of the time, the exact phrasing a person uses became relevant to my diagram, because I was commenting on the social behavior that they were doing. So I have to decide on a resolution and stick with it, at least for what the space of one debate, or one diagram. So that's something I can learn. Low resolution, yeah. So I had low resolution over here in the round 2. I obviously decided no, this is fine, blah blah, let's get to the main thing. I was trying to figure out whether previous me, had diagrammed just the framework or if I did the whole video. And then I was like, no, I have to do the whole video. But I did make the sacrifice to go lower resolution. So there you go. Okay, then so we got more about him. Bo, world debate champion, Australian and Harvard debate team coach, author of Good Arguments. I like that. I did speak about it. I have to get the book Good Arguments. I'm trying to figure out what my reading list is going to be like at this point. I think I'm going to do a members only, because we have so many members at the moment. I'm going to do a members only poll about what I should be reading. I'll look through some recommended readings, and one of these will be Good Arguments, and we'll choose that, and then I'll read it according to what you guys choose, because I read a lot more fiction than I do nonfiction, and then when I do read nonfiction, it's usually self-help books, but we should get into the philosophy. I could just get my old philosophy textbook. I don't know if I brought it in. I think I might have brought one. Anyway, hi Snack, hi MSK. So, okay, the vote on that poll. Where's my little notebook? My little notebook should be here. Did I bring it? I said, did I bring it? In my head, I was going to say, did I bring it to South Africa? Which I actually meant to say, did I bring it? Did I bring it to my room? I'm going to go and get it, because we need this. We need this for apparently ADHD is not a real thing, but something's happening with my brain that seems ADHD-ish. So I'll be back in a second with the notebook. Daisy, Daisy, come, Diddy. Okay. Jesus, don't remind me. I have dozens of books in the queue. Well, you can recommend one of them. Okay. Left and right. It just serves as a reminder I don't read enough. Do you do audiobooks at all, Dildo? I find that nonfiction audiobooks, I've got a lot of nonfiction audiobooks that are even just interesting books, but I actually feel like I need the physical book for highlighting and things like that when I'm reading something more factual and more theoretical than a fiction book. So, members only poll is incoming for what books to read? Tell me what to read. Members only poll. Poll what to read. There is a books recommendation part in the Discord, and there are so many that I have not looked at there. So I'll actually draw from there as well. So if you, oopsie, that slash was not supposed to happen, but okay, there we go. So if you haven't joined the Discord, just join the Discord, put your suggestion in there, and it might land up in the poll. There you go. I like audiobooks too, plus they're usually free. Wow, they're free if you do certain things to make them so. Daisy, I would like you to please sit on my lap so that we can continue this pursuit of intellectual clarity. Okay. Cool. So why were you losing your arguments? I like that one better than the other. Bo Seo start in debate, so a little bit more about Bo Seo. Debating is an arena where interruptions aren't allowed. Hi, Kitty. You're looking slimmer since I last saw you. What's your secret? Has Productions. I'm not slimmer. It's not a. No, I'm not slimmer. So I don't know. I think maybe it's just the lighting. I don't know. But thanks. I support doing those certain things, big advocate for it. Am I a bad person for liking Axel more than Daisy? You know what? No. Actually, yes, sorry. Have you seen Daisy? She's the sweetest thing in the world. So like if you don't love Daisy and think she's just sweet, I don't know what there is for you. You are Lucifer then. Hey Daisy, if somebody doesn't love you, I mean, you're saying you just love her more, love Axel more, or like Axel more. I mean, you don't love them. I think you're just being sexist. That glass ceiling, you got to break that glass ceiling. I gifted membership by one of your subscribers, so I would like to say thank you. Well, Shippy is the one that got it. That gifted you that. So if he's still in the chat, really appreciate it. I really appreciate it too. So I'm glad that you came by. I hope that I can interest you in further chilling in chat. Question marks. What's this? Question mark. Okay. So we've got, I like this one. Both said start in debate. Debating is an arena where interruptions aren't allowed. In disagreement, people slow down and speed up. Debate format makes this less so. I did not note that at all, but in consistency test round 2, I did say here, the closest I got to that is informal debate, you can't be interrupted. So that's as close, all of that's as close as I got. So boo, bad diagramming in round 2. Okay. Debating is an arena, so yeah, okay, cool. So we've got that idea at least partially. Okay, intelligence versus wisdom. So here's our first proper overlap. Okay, intelligence versus wisdom. So if these are supposed to be the same idea, these are the same nodes, right? So they need to explain the same idea and hopefully do that consistently. So let's see. Okay, in round 1, we did pick your battles. Okay, let's go here. Pick your battles. And then I did a whole quote, okay, which I don't really enjoy. Like, really, is it? I think I did do a quote as well in the round 2, but I'm trying to communicate ideas. I suppose if I give a quote, it's like they have said it in the best way possible, so that's why I'm doing it. Okay, so if intelligence is the ability to respond to any argument, wisdom lies in knowing which arguments to respond to and which parts of an argument to respond to. Okay. So, I think I might have done that. Okay, pick your battles. So we've got the pick your battles and identify specific disagreement. What do I have here? Identify which parts of an argument to respond to. So pick your battles, same idea. Okay, it's just given a different name. And then identify the disagreement you're having. Avoid all other sources of conflict creeping in and disrupting. So I didn't make two little breakdowns of that. I just put it in one bubble. So again with the low res thing, also just not breaking it up too much. But this I still count as some sort of breaking up. Let's go here. So I've gone pick your battles. So instead of pick your battles, we've got identify. Okay. Identify the specific disagreement. Identify the disagreement you're having. And what did I do? Oh, then I put another quote here. Not having all the other disagreements we could have, which is kind of the same as avoid all other sources of conflict creeping in and disrupting. So I reworded him instead of getting the exact quote. All of the differences between two people can disrupt the progress of the conversation. That's a kind of repetition, or not a repetition. It's the same idea that I spoke about here. So I'm very happy. That's still consistent. I broke it into 2, and 1 was pick your battles, and 2 was identify your specific disagreement. 1, identify so that's pick your battles basically, and then identify the disagreement you're having. Avoid all other. So there we go. The ideas have stayed intact. I suppose this is just more detailed, which a mind map could be criticized for being too detailed. So depends on, like I said, I need to figure out the resolution. I'm making notes here now. Figure out resolution. The res. Daisy wants to get involved with my pen here. Thank you. Sorry. How much detail am I going into? Sometimes the reason I'm diagramming it at all is so that I can go into that really what is affectionately called autistic detail. So I need to at least state that in the beginning, I think, when I go into my next debate diagram. Okay. Which type of resolution? Resolution as in how, like image resolution, how closely, how much detail do we want to go into? What's up, Goodwin? Aren't you supposed to be sleeping? Okay, so that's the specific disagreement, all of the differences between two people. So I still like the, here, I guess I'm, how granular. Oh, that's a better wording for it. How granular. Nice. See, this is why I'm like, okay, we can use different words for the same concepts. In some cases, but obviously, in others, it makes a big difference. Insomnia and I had a disagreement, and it found a more compelling argument. Okay. I guess resolution is dependent on the quality of the material you're covering. Oh, that's an interesting idea. Yeah. If this is slop, if it's say Piers Morgan, an argument with Piers Morgan, that's a lot of yelling, a lot of sensationalism. Maybe we wouldn't want to go into very great detail in terms of putting quotes and things like that. We would want to just look at the ideas, because the noise is so much when we're looking at like a Piers Morgan video. I like that. Thanks, Dildo. Insomnia, yeah. Yo, Dildo, yeah. Okay, so intelligence versus wisdom, same idea, cool. Then, all hail the slopulists. Then we've got in number 1, we go straight into the RESA framework. This is the same thing. We did the same breaking, but method of picking battles is, I've related the two ideas with a dotted line and saying it's a method of picking battles. So what did I do? Did I connect them in any way here? Before launching into a disagreement, ask these questions. So I didn't do it's the way to pick your battles. I didn't make that connection, did I? I did not. I didn't make that connection. That's quite a big deal for me. I don't like that the connection wasn't made, both sides. Okay. So obviously we're doing the RESA framework. Let's see how I've done it, both sides. Real important. So what I did was, they're supposed to be question marks. I didn't put the question mark in consistently here. Very bad editing. That's not a good thing. Okay, real as opposed to misunderstanding. So here my resolution changes. Is it real? And I haven't said these are questions to ask yourself. I haven't done that whole thing over here. But I've just thought, no, the person's going to understand that these are just questions because of the question marks, which I then eliminate. Very bad, Chinsia. Okay, so real as opposed to misunderstanding. Let's see, we've got real. Is it real? So I write the full question here. Is it real? I think I like, is it real? And basically I've done, we understand RESA framework is what we're using this node for. And then I'll go into each part of it, and you can understand why it's an acronym, because of all the parts that are in capital. I think it's better. I included all question marks in round 2. Well done. Okay. Not just a misunderstanding. We have exactly not just a misunderstanding. Okay, she said not exactly, as opposed to. Okay, we want simpler language, so not just a misunderstanding is is nicer. It's not that much of a huge difference. I'm very happy that me, past me, and past me agreed on that. Important. In order to justify having the argument in the first place, is it important? Justified to have this disagreement, so I turned it into a further question, which obviously it's saying the same thing, figuring out whether it's justified to have this disagreement. It's a short form of saying it. Do you mention that both parties must share a common principle in order to have good faith argument? That's not me. This framework over here for debate tactics is from Bo Seo, this guy CEO over here, and he does do that. One of them is you have to start off. He does it over here. Something from the pic. Where is it? Yeah. Applying the Reza framework, every disagreement should start with some agreement. That's the idea that he gets to, where both parties must share a common principle in order to have a good faith argument. So that's basically what he's saying. You've got to agree on what you disagree on for you to have a worthwhile conversation. So he does bring that up. Okay. So we've got, is it important, justified to have this disagreement? And we've got, in order to justify the argument in the first place. Maybe it's better to have the in order. We don't just have repeated questions, but same idea, consistent enough. Is it specific enough? Needs to be specific enough to make some progress. That's how I worded it last term. Here, specific enough for you to make some progress. Basically, same wording. Instead of needs, I just took out some words. So I was trying to be brief, I suppose. Specific enough. So that's pretty cool. Very, very consistent. Increasingly difficult to find. Are you aligned? So did I note this increasingly difficult to find bit here? And are you aligned? Okay, so aligned. Also, these two were not questions anymore because she got tired of it. Aligned in your objectives. So again, I suppose I was trimming fat when I was diagramming this, because I was like, oh no, I'm being too detailed. So here I was like, oh shit, I'm going into too much detail. So maybe Nimi just tone it down. So I changed my resolution mid diagram. Not a good thing. Okay. Giving a conversation the best chance of progress. So I've given that's what I did as a summary, and I did not do that. There's no increasingly difficult to find. I didn't do any of the increasingly difficult to find bits. But let's see. Increasingly difficult to find comment. That's a new one. Do you have the same objectives taking part in the conversation? So I think we have similar wording there. Aligned in your objective. So the word objective features in both maps. Good girl. Alignment, both sides want to hurt each other's feelings, not the correct alignment. I prefer this amount of detail over here because it's just explaining a little bit more of the alignment. Maybe I should have put it down here, but it's not change anything at the moment. Both sides want to hurt each other's feelings, not the correct alignment. Okay, so that's just, I gave an example of what the not good alignment is. And then good conversation, not guaranteed, but gives best chance. So we do have that here, giving conversation the best chance of progress. So that idea is still intact. The only thing is we didn't have the alignment further explanation. We just got aligned. So they've swapped resolutions, okay, in terms of how detailed they are. Let's see. So the next heading is the same on both diagrams, applying the Reza framework, right? Are you reviewing your past diagrams? Yes, so what I'm doing is I diagrammed 3 videos 6 months ago, and then I said, okay, with the intention to go and re-diagram them at a later stage. So I re-diagrammed them last week, and without having looked at the previous diagrams, just freshly, same video, but I hadn't looked at the diagrams beforehand. And now I'm comparing the two to see how consistently I did the same idea after a lot of time had passed. Initially, it was going to be 2 weeks, but it actually turned out to be 6 months, which I think is actually better. So yay for my procrastination there. But yeah, applying the RESA framework is the next thing we're doing. So I'm going node by node. We've got 3 mind maps. Okay, we've got 6 mind maps in total. We've got 3 topics in total. So we're on topic 1 at the moment. And topic 1 is it's from a video called a channel called Big Think, and it's about debating tactics. So that's what we're looking at here. It's the most straightforward of the videos. It's not a commentary thing. It's very nicely structured. So I think this one might be the most consistently diagrammed one I've got. Is this focused on logical argument or the larger field of what the Greeks called rhetoric? This is, I don't know, he's focused on debate, argument. So he's a master debater. He teaches debates as well, all of that for formal debate. So it's not about rhetoric. It's formal debate that he's helping you think about, at least. Or he uses this in his formal debate, and then he in this video is trying to explain how you could use that in real life. Kitty, is pro-felicity ever a consideration in your deconstruction? I don't even know what that word means. I need to define it. Pro-felicity. Urban Dictionary it's giving. I've got an Urban Dictionary one. A mechanism of identity creation, which Merle and Paul D'Ambrosio's in your profile, you and your profile have termed prolificity. I thought it had something to do with profiles, is closer related to sincerity than authenticity. Profilicity is other direct. You tell me which. Sorry. We need to go to this one. Sorry. Let's go here. Come here. Come here. Come back here. I hope I haven't messed up. No, I've messed up my. There we go. I've messed up my my window capture. Come back here. Consistency test. There you go. Come on. No, that's not what I want. There. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, let me change back. I need to change back to all. To there. Okay, let's go. I need to do studio version. That's the one. Seems to be missing some pretty key components. He seems to be. Well, it is like a 10-minute video. He's got a whole book about it, so which I might read. A master debater. Yeah. Okay, so let's try and see if I can get my my window capture working again. There we go. Thank you. Okay, so applying the RESA framework. This is just his framework, and also just see. You don't know. We haven't finished his whole thing, so maybe he hasn't missed everything out. Okay, so the first thing we've got is the framework. It's basically method for picking battles, is what I've said here. And then what I've said over here is, before launching into a disagreement, ask these questions. Okay, so this is the first approach. He's just asking whether this is actually a framework to figure out whether you should even engage. It's not so much about how to engage. Okay, that's the one. So what you're asking me is pro-felicity ever a consideration in your deconstructions? Clearly, if I don't even know what the pro-felicity is about, it's not an objective, but maybe incidentally, by mistake, that is something I consider. Dildo. So if I'm going to, and let me actually get, oh no, I can't get the formal one, because let's put it over here. Formal. Dictionary. Dictionary.com. Okay, and we have pro-felicity. Profile. So it's just, okay. Profundity. So it's just about profiling. That's the idea that came to mind. Goodwin. The Greeks defined 4 key components of successful argumentation: rhetoric, logos, logic, ethos, credibility, pathos, emotional appeal, and kairos, time, opportunity. Okay, so what he is doing is, before you even get into that, before you even get into the components of successful argumentation, I think this is more of a, is it even worth talking about? Are we going to be on the same, are we going to even make progress? So this is a good conversation is not guaranteed, but gives best chance. So that's basically what these questions are supposed to help us out with. So I think it doesn't go against what the Greeks brought up, I don't think. Okay, applying the RESA framework, every disagreement should start with some agreement. So there's that idea that we have to agree on what we disagree on. So here, what have I said here with the applying? So we had the exact same heading here. I think that's because of the structure of the video. So what I did is I used, again, a direct quote. Every disagreement should start with a little bit of agreement. Okay. And then what did I say? Oh, I didn't say a little bit. I just said some. So same idea. And that was one node that I got off there, subnode. But I didn't go, okay, the difficult to find alignment idea only came up over here in applying the RESA framework. Whereas in my previous one, it was in a different node. Interesting. I agree to disagree. Yeah. You got to agree to disagree. So I've got that. That was fine. Difficult to find alignment. Examples of where to apply RESA. So that's the 3 things I've done here. But with consistency, with round 2, I only just did 1. Applying the RESA framework. Every disagreement should start with agreement. It's the same thing, but I didn't break it down further. Interesting. So avoid other disagreements creeping into the discussion. I've got that. Name what you disagree about. So what did we call it? I've gone step 1, 2, and 1 and 2, and I just didn't bother saying step 3. Thanks, Chinsia. Name the disagreement in front of you is step 1, which, okay, name what you disagree about is what I did there. Why do you want to engage in this agreement? Agree on what you're both trying to get out of the conversation. So instead of phrasing it like a question, I put it as like an affirmative. This is what you have to do. But here, step 2, I don't like this. This is inconsistent. Name the disagreement. It's telling you an instruction. Name the disagreement in front of you. And then step 2, why do you want to engage in this disagreement? I don't like the wording of that. I prefer the wording I did over here. Name what you disagree about, instruction. Agree on what you're both trying to get out of the conversation, instruction, right? I know it's not that huge of a deal, but it's interesting. Making a contract with the other side is step 3, but not really. Is there anything about contracts here? Name, no contracts, nothing. Are you really interested in changing my mind? Why are we in this conversation? This is what we're disagreeing about. These are the reasons we're engaging. Okay, so those are all just phrases that I use to explain, agree with what you're getting out of the conversation. But what I did here, making a contract. Okay, so I didn't phrase it as making a contract with the other side. I think that's an important way to categorize it, that this actually might, making a contract with the other side is part of step 2. So maybe that's why I didn't say step 3. But this is what we're disagreeing about, and these are the reasons we're engaging in that dispute. So I made a direct quote. Remind people of this contract when they try to expand the topic or move parameters. So keep directing back to this when distracted so what I did here is I clearly was giving some sort of commentary here in this call out. Happens often in debate brosphere. That was not, I don't think that was in the video. and especially I worded it that way. What I did instead is take what his advice is, which is keep directing back to this when distracted. So it's like just I like this one more. If only it was just as detailed. I don't know. Okay, so what do we have here? What are we hoping to get out of this conversation? People will lie about this. People will force rather than persuade. Are you really in this hoping to persuade me to change my mind? So same sort of idea. I did go with direct quotes there. This is what we're disagreeing about, and these are the reasons we're engaging in the dispute, not just a contrarian. Did I use contrarian anywhere? No. Similar-ish. I think having this difficult to find alignment, that's an idea that I mapped previously in consistency test 2. Increasingly difficult to find. That is where I put it. Instead of here in another another bubble. Example aligned in wanting to hurt one another's feelings but leads to unproductive conversation. So the hurting one another, I think I used both sides. There we go. So I did also include both of those examples. Both diagrams include the example of both sides wanting to hurt each other. That's really good. And then I did, examples of where to apply RESA, extended family at gatherings and Christmas. Did I say anything else about where to apply it? Not in this node. So it is fairly consistent. They're not too bad. Kitty, look up Profilicity when you have time. Maybe it'll add an interesting layer to your work. Plenty of videos on YouTube about it. Is it even possible to have a sincere discussion in the online age? Yeah, if I'm understanding it just vaguely from there, if I'm understanding anything correctly about Profilicity, it seems like it's part of how humans operate. So, yeah, but I'll keep that in mind. Let's write it down. It's in the little notebook. What is Profilicity? Is there anything? I mean, a book was referenced there, so it might be part of my reading options. To be fair, force is a means of persuasion. Oh, it's not very good. It's not very convincing. It doesn't stick as long as persuading properly. Okay. You agree on implies a contract? Yes, I know it implies it, so the idea is there. So I'm not saying this is a severe departure between the two diagrams, but I like the idea of having certain words, like, like you said, how granular. I would have liked that word. So I would have liked the contract word to be put in here. In my second diagram. Okay, so examples of where to apply. So I didn't take the examples idea. I don't think I did it anyway. Okay, cool. I guess I was like, duh, that's where you apply it. So picking a good fight is also this. I've already said picking a good fight is my preferred way of collecting this idea, because in the first round I explained the whole thing instead of putting it in shorthand. With a mind map, you would probably want it to be at least a little bit shorthand. Okay, you want it to be punchy. It's like if you were making a video, these would be the subheadings. So this, it's not that bad, but I like this wording, picking a good fight. It means the same thing. So the idea is consistent, but the wording. So it's always this semantics sort of a thing. So I've broken it down into one thing, broken it here into 3. Okay. So choosing which argument to let go. It makes sense that because I put more words into this node, I wouldn't have to break it down as much in the next level. Is this disagreement necessary to resolve in order to make progress in the argument? So that's the question that I've broken the choosing down into. What have I done here? Anything said during disagreement can be contested. I think that's important thing to have there. Obviously, it's obvious. Which to argument should be let go? Which to argument? Okay, don't edit. Which argument should be let go? Which argument to let go? There you go. I think that's what I was trying to say. In which should be challenged. So I put that whole idea in this heading on the other diagram. Is this disagreement necessary to resolve in order to make progress in the argument? So we had the same thing. Here we go. Is this disagreement necessary? So there, that's perfect consistency, right? At least in terms of having the same sort of node in at least at one point, same bubble. So what I did is I went into yes and no in diagram 2, and in diagram 1, did I do yes and no? No, I did not. So with yes, it's yes. I just left it yes. With no, I said, is us challenging it going to help us progress on the overall dispute? So that's all I've got here. That's all I've got for picking a good fight. What did I do here? Okay, we've got is challenging us going to make progress in the overall dispute, which also in the other one. Oh, I do have a note from chat. The Wallace, if you recognize an argument isn't necessary for your actual point, saying even if I grant you that argument, I don't think it changes my position is a good way of pushing that through. So that was just obviously part of the resolution in this debate diagram was I was adding chat commentary. Whereas in this diagram, when I have pop-ups, they're actually just for extra context. They're not for they're just for, it's like they're adjectives. They're adding to it. They're letting us know about the aligned. Okay, aligned is increasingly difficult to find, which is commentary from Boseo. Whereas over here, it was commentary from chat. So figure out whether, another thing to note is figure out what you're going to do with callouts. What do callouts mean? Callouts from equals chat or speaker or just me. So you got to change that up. What's up, Leonard? What's good, y'all? Nothing's good because there's inconsistency between my diagrams. Now we expected it, so I'm not surprised. Okay, stop. So we've got, is disagreement necessary to resolve in order to make progress in the argument? Sorry, I do need to write down Paffy what he said here. There's been a lot of talk about. Oh wait, I'm still behind. But a good book for you to be reading is Dominion by Tom Holland. I love Tom Holland. He's got that if this is the same guy for the one that's got the history podcast, if that's the same Tom Holland, I want to read it. It's about the evolution of Christian ethical system. Tom is an atheist. Okay, Dominion. I'll put that on the list. You remember, Paffy? So you can about Tom Holland. I do like Tom Holland, not as an atheist. I don't give a damn if he's an atheist. I'd just be interested in his historical knowledge. He fucked up. He was trying to say "Hail, man." He went "Hail, man." Okay, sorry. Okay, where are we? It's this disagreement necessary. Okay, we have Wallace stops the argument from becoming unruly and all-encompassing. We've got a super chat from Lucifer. Thank you for the meow. I'm taking the dogs for a walk before work. I hope everyone has a great day. Also, you look like the trip to Japan did you well. Thanks, Lucifer. It really did. It actually really did. In interesting ways. Spiritually, even. So, have a good walk. Enjoy. So, stops the argument becoming unruly. Did I have the unruly argument here? Which argument should you let go? Which argument should you challenge? Disagreement is applying. Anything said? No. Is it challenging? No. Okay, this is more HD again. I would prefer if I like, so they're not specific parts. This diagram is not necessarily better than the first one, the second one. I would combine these two to get the best out of them. Whereas in the previous notes, I could at least point to one that I like better. This one is it's lacking. Both of them are lacking something. Is this disagreement necessary? Okay. Is it us challenging it to make us progress? So we've got the same ideas there. Stops the argument from becoming unruly and all-encompassing. I would have enjoyed that being listed in diagram 2. Listen in order to be heard. Listening is an active process. So I went into the active listening idea over here. Is there any listening in here? No. What I did, I went into weak versus strong arguments. So I think what I did was follow the video. So weak versus strong. So I went to listening is an active process, and then in this diagram, this is one of the biggest changes. The value of listening for a debater is how I conceptualized what the person was talking about. So I think I probably watched a lot of it before diagramming, whereas I was probably pausing a little bit better here. Weak versus strong. And I just went into active listening. Interesting. Maybe, I don't know, maybe this might be too fragmented, but the value for listening as a debater. Let's see, does this actually explain the value of listening for a debater, or is that just a heading I forced upon the idea? Okay, would this have been better if I went and did a summary and said the value of listening for a debater instead of a whole node for it? Okay, so what do we got? In your best interest to understand the opposition's argument as they understand it. Have I written that there? I have, for active listening. So this is more fragmented, this idea. We have just got weak versus strong arguments. So it seems like the first diagram wins from that point of view, because weak versus strong arguments and then going into active listening, it doesn't, I might as well just have put active listening as the main node here. So in your best interest to understand opponents' arguments as they do, in your best interest to respond to the strongest version of the opposing side. So obviously no commentary added there and calling it steelman. This was our own interpretation added. Build up the opposition's argument better than it already is. I think I've got that here. Avoiding opposition, coming up with better case later on, better conversation results. So it's the same concept, building steel manning. Not in your best interest to twist their argument to take its worst form. I guess that was inherent, so I didn't put that in there. No, I did. Don't take it at its worst. Don't only capture part of it. Opponent wouldn't feel heard, understood, and responded to. I like that. What did I do here? They don't feel heard and thus not responded to. Cool. So, consistency. Come up with the best possible argument to sell the listener. Good way of characterizing what a debate does. So there's that rhetoric idea there, Goodwin. You are selling, you are persuading someone with rhetoric when it comes to arguments. This is obviously just a comment, so that's a comment that's not part of the diagram. But yeah, don't. I didn't put selling. Did I not do any selling here? I didn't use the word selling, which I find lamentable, because I like that idea of that's what you're doing when you're arguing, you're selling to a listener. Okay. An exercise in certainty. So this maybe comes later, because I remember writing an exercise in certainty somewhere, or considering that last week. Okay, so yeah, there's at least certainty. I wrote certainty there. Instead of an exercise in certainty, I just wrote certainty as a concept. I'm going to have to watch this back. I'm thoroughly confused. My own fault for coming in an hour later. You know what? We have time to explain it. It's just basically I've diagrammed the same videos once 6 months ago and once a week ago, right? Same video, same ideas. And I'm comparing the two diagrams to see if they were very different. Because if I'm diagramming to make sense of something, it does make sense that I will have different mind maps. My mind maps won't be exactly the same every time, but I should have the basic building blocks be the same and consistent. And I've noticed that the only thing I've noticed with the differences between the two diagrams, it just at certain points I go into more detail and at certain points I go into less detail. So that's where we're at. Cool. So anyway, in the debates, side switching exercises, we do have side switching exercises at this point over here. Okay. So our that node stayed the same, and I broke that up into best arguments for the opposing side. I remember that. View your argument through the eyes of someone who fervently disagrees with you. I don't know if I said that. Imagine a world in which you lost the argument. Importance of side switching in political discourse. Okay, so that's how I broke that up. How many did I break it up? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what I did was research, get best points to sell your argument to the listener. So I did use the selling. I did put that in, but it was in side switching exercises. Okay, so we did have the same building block. I just moved that block somewhere else. Okay. Side switching exercises in the debate, approach it with open mind, blank paper. How you may lose the debate and why. Maybe you missed something, so there I used just rephrasing. Side switch exercise. Pause uncertainty generates empathy. We're bigger than our political affiliations. I don't like that just going with a quote here. Side switching opens your mind, makes you open to talking about more things. So again, I think a combo of these two bits would make the best diagram. Importance of side switching in political discourse. I think then you see in both diagrams, quotes become an issue. We're bigger than our political affiliations, and then I go, each of us are bigger than our political affiliations. So I put the whole freaking quote in there, and then I've got my own commentary. Online, this is forgotten. We are characterized by the leftist centrist right wing. So there's the prophylactic, the profiling that happens there. Expands topics to contentions is difficult while maintaining compassion and humanity. Did I speak about empathy here? I could be wrong. I did speak about that last week. I did speak about Gray being, I could be wrong. I know I spoke about it, but I didn't put it as part of the diagram. Feel reasonableness of other belief. I did not put that wording in. Pauses the feeling of certainty. That's the same. That's the same wording I've used. What did I connect here? An exercise in certainty. Okay. Did I do anything of the sort there? There's no connecting lines in this diagram. No. Okay. That's what he said. I could be wrong. Yeah. Okay, so what's the purpose of this this analysis? Okay, so the purpose of this is actually better diagramming, not better debate tactics. So the topic we're looking at is debate tactics, which, yes, if the purpose of the base diagram would be better debate tactics, right? Giving us a framework to look at debates, all of that. That's what this diagram, if I was just diagramming this for the sake of interest, that's what the purpose of this diagram would be. Better debate tactics, better understanding of debates. What can we learn from the video? That sort of thing, right? But what we're doing here, this analysis, comparing the two, is seeing how I can improve when I actually diagram something. What are the things that I tend to do? So here in this diagram, I was including commentary from the chat, whereas in the other one, I didn't. So I need to decide whether that's what I'm doing. So I'm trying to just improve what I actually do with diagramming, because part of the thing that confuses people about why I do this is, what is the fucking point? What do you get from it? So I'm actually trying to work that out with something like consistency tests. It's like, if it's not consistent, there's no value to it, right? But actually, it is pretty consistent. The ideas are, I am the inconsistency there, and that's fine. A little late on the ban, but a ban is a ban. Oh, I didn't see anything. Luckily, nobody cares about better debate tactics because debates are cringe and gay. This is known. Yes, Tilda. Debates are cringe and gay. Well, these days they are. Like, honestly, I'm wondering if I should just look at formal debates. Will this app connect these for you automatically in a diagram, like that, if they're individual notes? No, it won't connect. I don't think it will be able to connect it. But what I could do is open this one, copy it, and put it right into the same document here, and I would be able to move things around and combine them, which I might do. Yeah. So far, I'm just interested in. I think I'm interested in keeping them the way they are and comparing them side by side. So, if anything, I could just take screenshots. You can export them as PDFs and things like that. Also, hi, Rex. If you have any book recommendations, nonfiction, philosophical things that you think I should read, put them in the chat, please, or in the Discord. Because members are going to be able to vote on certain what's the name? Vote on which nonfiction I need to read. Kitty, I can definitely say that the contributions of chat should definitely be included in the diagram you did with the trans discussion. Most of the time I do put chat in, and they that's why it's a call out. It's supposed to look like chat, and it's supposed to, if anything, if I'm doing key wise, if I'm doing that, I think I should include chat commentary because that's the point of live diagramming, right? I would use a different color call out if I was including both in this. So here, this call out was just me rewording, whereas if I was including chat, I should use a yellow call out. It's just a thing. But yeah, I'm very happy to. I'm really happy for you to be giving me that feedback. Sorry, just so much of words. See, guys, we do matter. Only one that you matters. You guys do matter. It also encourages the chat to actually listen to what the fuck I'm saying, as opposed to, like, if you want to just chill with me, come and chill with me when I'm gaming. But if you really are interested in diagrams and making sense of things and nerding the fuck out, stay with the live diagrams, the live diagram streams, do that sort of thing. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Or you can at least argue with me. I'm here to cause chaos. Kitty's unreasonable optimism did not win out over the grounded realism of chat during that show. Have you read the case against the sexual revaluation yet? Are you talking about a revolution? That's like my favorite book. She's also releasing a version of High School Reading Level. That's more your speed. Shut up, you shitface! High school level reading. I'm reading Fire in the Minds of Men right now. It's super interesting. What is that about? Fire in the Minds of Men. You know what I am wanting to read a lot is The Parasitic Mind. But then again, I've got other Gad Sad books that I need to read. Fire in the Minds of Men. High school read. I'm so fucking insulted, Paffy. Get the fuck out. High school level, it's more your speed. Get the fuck out. I love examples using quotations for each point to get a better understanding of what is meant by each. I think it's really important to get a grasp of each concept. I love examples using quotations for each point to get a better understanding. So you're talking about quotations from the video that I'm watching, or from chat? Yeah, Kitty is reading Dick and Jane, apparently. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Oh, it's about the history of revolutionary ideologies. Interesting. Oh, quotations as in examples. Okay. Yeah, a lot of the time when it comes to debate diagrams, so when it's like we're not actually only focusing on the ideas that a person is putting out, we're also talking about how they are interacting conversationally. A lot of the time I will have to use quotation marks because I'm commenting on the word they chose or something like that. So I need to, before the diagram is done, before the diagram starts, I need to figure out what a quote is going to mean, what level of detail I'm going to go into, if I'm going to be criticizing the behavior of it, because I often get tempted to just add the behavioral analysis, the conversation analysis. Why did he use this word and not this word? Instead of breaking down just the logic. A lot of the time I do that, yes, but at the same time, on top of it, I do social commentary. So I'm thinking I would have to at least denote them differently. Like if it's social commentary, then put little notes on the side, make it yellow, make it something. Whereas the actual idea the person is trying to get across is what I diagram, which is that was the main value I was trying to get from debate diagram, was diagramming someone's logic, someone's idea, what they're actually breaking down for you every single time. I think just the chaos of my mind it goes overboard a lot of the time. So yeah, I like that creamage. So examples, use quotation, examples, quotation marks. I'm going to write as well as a note, decide what quotation marks mean. What quotation marks mean? Examples or behavior analysis. And when I say behavior analysis, it's literally my opinion of the person's behavior. It's not that I have huge expertise. It's just what I think, which is an analysis. You could say it's a low value analysis, but it's still an analysis. Make sure you use all of the colors of the rainbow kitty. It's from the French. Yeah, it's a pretty big ass book. I think we should be going for some light reading, and not high school level at least, but yeah. Okay. Don't take it at its worst. Okay, back to the comparison. Thank you, everybody. I'm really appreciating all the feedback and the suggestions for books. Okay, so is this disagreement issue? Did it? So value of listening for a debater, and then I did the side switching exercises. There's the examples here. Expands topics. Each of us is bigger. I don't think that was necessary, that thing. Where am I at? Side switching experts. I think this was just lower resolution over here again. So I think if we're going to think of the consistency between these two diagrams, it is pretty close. Let's say about 80%. They cover each other. I think in certain points they're just more detailed than the other. So this one was quite it was quite good. I'm quite satisfied with it. The ones that come now are our next video. They're a lot more open. They're not as structured. The videos themselves were not as structured. So the differences I anticipate, my estimation is they'll be very different compared to this nice consistent thing over here. So video 2 versus video 2. Okay, let's go to video 2. Diagram 2. So we've got what is postmodernism. It's obviously the same video. The video we're looking at is Armored Skeptics. The diagram, the thing that I diagrammed here was Armored Skeptics video on what is postmodernism. And it's pretty funny that I'm now deconstructing actually everything. It's pretty funny. Okay, what is postmodernism? What did I call it here? Video 2, postmodernism. Same thing that we had the last time about, it's just the wording of it all. Am I going to be very shorthand or not? So here I broke it into intro, history lesson, postmodernism. Okay, what did I do in the first time I diagrammed it? Intro, okay, we do have that. History, modernism, so I did that. Postmodernism, okay. And then difficulty defining postmodernism. What is wrong with postmodernism? Postmodernism isn't all bad. Okay, so that doesn't mean that this diagram doesn't include all of these ideas. It just looks like this one's better organized. It's broken up nicely, a bit more. Oh, wow, I went and made a timeline over here. Did I do that in here? No. This is all a mess. I think both of them suck. Okay, so video 2, postmodernism. Okay, versus their intro. What did I do with the intro? Method of philosophical thought, lens to view the world through. It's a thought experiment. Prevalence. So what I did is just basically take bits of his sentences and put it and break it down and put them as notes, as if I'm doing study notes for this video that he's doing. Method of philosophical thought, lens to view the world through. Thought experiments, prevalence in political and education makes sense. Postmodernism equals response to modernism, and then modernism. Okay, what did I do here? Comments claiming postmodern. Okay, I literally referred to what he's spoken about in the video. Comments, it's not necessary to put it in there, but okay. Method of philosophical thought, a lens to view the world through. Cool, so got that idea. Harmless on its own, thought experiment. So I didn't do the harmless on its own. I've just got thought experiment. That's the consistency we've got between the two. See thought experiment here and thought experiment here. Yay, something consistent. Why talk about postmodernism? Okay, there's nothing there. Why? Prevalence in politics and education makes sense. So I've gone low resolution here. Okay, high resolution here. Why talk about it? It's prevalent in politics and entertainment today. Here to stay. So that's extra stuff that I included. Seems quite important that what he is saying is it's here to stay. So it's important. Postmodernism is a response to modernism. Modernism equals philosophy born out of smart things. Okay. What? Born of more smart things. Philosophy born of more smart things. That's how I worded that. I think that's a bit fragmented. Don't like it. Postmodernism equals response to modernism. Okay, that's both sides. And then I just did modernism and went into explaining it. Okay, that still has the same elements involved. History. So I went history, modernism, which is, instead of breaking it up into history lesson and then breaking it further, I went history, modernism. Okay. So the history lesson here, it seems like I went into a timeline. History, modernism, movement from monarchy having most of the knowledge to the general public being able to learn more abstract concepts. Okay. Rise in thinkers who reject unprovable things like spiritualism and religion. So what do we have? World was ruled by monarchs. I absolutely immediately prefer this one. I know that it looks more shit, looks more unruly and broken apart for no reason, but it actually makes sense because we have a history lesson. Maybe we should have called it history lesson and then modernism explained or something like that. Movement from monarchy having most of the knowledge, the general public being okay. Concepts are born of enlightenment. So I did spoke about industrial revolution, technological advancement lead to general public being able to more abstract concept. So same that these two concepts, these two things actually made it into the diagram, but the structure was better on the first go, I think. What else did I have here? Middle class emergence. I just hate this. Technological advancement leads to general philosophy. And then I have the Enlightenment. So here's the consistency here, that I have all the ideas of Enlightenment. So that is in both diagrams. Here, concepts of born of Enlightenment. More awareness and frustration from general public against those with power, the Enlightenment era. Sheesh. This is, what is this? Reject unapprovable things like spiritualism and religion. I've got them. I've got the building blocks are the same, at least. It makes sense. It's all broken apart, Kitty. It's about postmodernism. Yeah, exactly. But this one makes much better sense. I remember actually, I think what I was distracted by was the fact that that Armored Skeptic's style was like a bad version of Sitch's style. So I think that's what was happening in this diagram. Yeah, I was just really hating on it. Like, this is not a good, this breakdown over here. Clearly, if you're just going to do this as step one, go into a timeline. And make it make sense. What you've done here is just, step one. And then, so if I went, I can't edit it. I'm not editing. We got to decide on what we do before we do it. Okay. So what I did here is, I prefer this, absolutely. Okay. But are the same building blocks in, that was a major decision, right? Is it a timeline or is it breaking up concepts? So that major decision had rippling effects as to whether this makes sense, or whether at least you can look at it. This, not a good idea. It should have been a timeline. Okay, cool. So we at least have these things the same. Industrial revolution, population growth in cities, middle class emergence, modern movement, reject unprovable things. So it seems like all the ideas are the same, just put differently. Concepts, okay. Thinkers, unprovable things. We have that unprovable things. Modernism, reason and logic, embrace the provable. Do I have embrace the provable? We're playing bingo here. Embrace provable. Yes, we've got it. We've got it. Okay. Scientific method, God is dead. Okay, so instead of God is dead, I said this is how God dies. Secularism and atheism grows. Atheism is more widespread. I didn't connect these ideas up, but they are separate ideas here. Not good. Rather than identity based in religion, identify with concepts like patriotism, capitalism, fascism. I think I did the same thing. Yeah. Driven by identifying with concepts. So I'm happy that I've done similar things here. It would be much more worrying if I didn't have these key things like this, these easy peasy things, consistent across both diagrams. Society is more organized and institutionalized. Institutions know best. There again, why am I breaking them up? Ask yourself why you're breaking up. Why are you branching out? Why are you branching? Why make a branch? That's actually why initially when I started doing debate diagrams, I was like, should I go and learn like the short form that people use to describe logical arguments and things like that? Or should I use an app that does that sort of thing? But because I'm very much about language and soft sort of analysis, I stayed away from that. So yeah, but I still think when you're breaking something down, the bare minimum is, if you're breaking something down, it should be to break it into smaller parts. I guess what I've done here is said I've made a statement about society being more organized and institutionalized. And that means, so I should have at least put an arrow here, that means institution know best. Flowcharts are so much more organized, but a Word doc with simple headings, subheadings, and dot points resonate with me much more effectively for some reason. Look, sometimes it depends on the concept. For me, when I was studying, what I would do is both. So initially, my method would be taking notes like that, simple headings, subheadings, that sort of thing. Then when it came to memorization and understanding, I wanted to put it into a mind map. I needed a mind map a lot of the time just to keep the concept. So if anything, by the time I got to the mind map stage of studying, it was keywords that I'd put into a mind map, not the notes. So eventually it became just headings. Basically, the headings were then put into a mind map. But yeah, it makes what you could do. By the way, if you go into outliner mode, I think, yeah, no, that's notes. On Xmind, you can actually do something called outliner, and you are actually able to see it as notes. So you can switch between the two views. I just don't know how to do it online. And it can make a slideshow for you if you want as well. So yeah, by the way, so you can move between the two mediums if you want, but you need the Pro for that. I don't know where outliner is on this. I don't know if it's the desktop version, but yeah, basically what it does, you can make the mind map and then you can learn the notes. Found the Liars and Outliers audiobook. We'll check it out, Jay. Flowchart. Sorry, let's see. We've got some other book things. What's up with him lately? He resisted TDS for years, then suddenly got worse than Sam Harris. When was it? Was it when the tariffs came? Because now the tariffs is a very easy way to lose faith in Trump. I wonder if he always emotionally hated Trump but forced himself to be a centrist, and as so he has let go. It was like a spring jump as a high. I don't know. Okay, so if he really was feeling it, so you're saying he must have been feeling this the whole time. I haven't looked at his latest videos. No idea. Haven't seen anything, but always found out those atheism twats annoying, so never really followed them much. Yeah. I don't understand evangelical atheists. Like, just be an atheist. You don't have to convert me to your atheism. It's cool. Like, you sit, be happy. You can be there. I don't need to convert you to Christianity. You don't need to convert me to atheism. If you want to know anything about Christianity, ask me. If you want to know about how I feel, cool. But don't try and convert me. I'm over you, please. Anyway, Liars and War Games: The Psychology of Combat by Leah Murray is very interesting. Psychology of combat. Tariffs come and everybody became economist overnight. Yeah, that's what we do. I am an expert on that that submarine. Okay, explosion. I'm a submariner. Submariner. Okay, society is more organized and institutionalized. Okay, so at this point, are challenging conventions. This point here, you see what I'm actually doing, creamage. That's basically what I'm doing here, is putting headings. I'm not actually discussing more. I'm just going, here are challenging conventions. It's just collect these ideas together and keep them in mind when you write your essay. Is basically what I've done with these ones. How God dies. So this is I don't know which one I like more. I hate them both. I hate the video, I suppose. Embrace the provable. Industrial revolution. So we both I included both industrial revolution in both. Movement from rural to cities. Cool, I've got that. International conflict plus technology, atom bomb, Cold War. Same building blocks here. Institutions we trust to progress us are just as likely to destroy us. And that leads us to postmodernism, which is a response to modernism, the rejection of Western civilization as you know it. I think we come to the same conclusion. If we go to the furthest point in this diagram, it should be, I just didn't write it. I didn't write the rejection of Western civilization as you know it. I think what I did is I put it in the next node. So while I would say that that the building blocks in both of these was the same, but I really prefer the timeline approach that I took the first time. So what I've learned from that, what I've taken from that is think about whether you're breaking down an argument or an idea, or if you're taking a timeline. If we're talking about time, let's do a timeline. It makes it a lot easier to understand. Yes, we are diagramming the way the person created their video. So if this is how they do it, that's it. That's how they've organized their idea. I could organize it differently, but that needs to be stated before I diagram it. Okay. Challenges reason itself. Okay, so I've got a connection here. Did I have any I've also got connections, but I didn't write anything. They're just connected. Enlightenment and challenges concepts came from the Enlightenment area. I think it's that's similar. Challenge reason itself. Same things are connected, essentially. Sam Harris has been very left-wing for a long time, to be fair. I still like listening to him when he doesn't have severe TDS, but his earlier podcasts are very... Yeah, exactly. Same thing with Sam Harris. I actually had a book on morality, the moral landscape, basically where he is explaining that we have morality regardless of religion. Okay, but we are going to have morality. We are going to have a set of values. So yeah, that was one of the books that I had to leave behind in South Africa. But free markets are better than protectionist tariffs. I agree, but since we do not have international free market system, the point is rather moot at the moment. Yeah, that is my opinion there. It's just the executions. Just ugh. Good morning / night. Good afternoon. It's actually, yeah, it's kind of almost evening. Okay, I need to leave you guys. You guys can talk about tariffs in the chat. I absolutely encourage that. But what I'm going to do is try and get through these videos, because girl needs to go and shop and cook. Okay, so postmodernism is the next node that I did. So I did history, modernism, and then postmodernism, and I didn't take the timeline approach because I've decided he's not giving us a timeline anymore. But I do remember just not liking the structure of his video the second time around. So maybe that's what I'm feeling from both of these. Okay, postmodernism does not replace modernism, rather competing ideas. Okay, not a tenet of postmodernism to reject everything, but it does question everything. I think I've got that exact wording in the previous in the second round of diagramming this. No longer a unified system of morals, values, identities, loss of trust in systems, governments, scientific institutions. Okay, so we've got that. Structure replaced with endless choice. I think I've got that in there as well. Individuals can seek their own meaning, logic, philosophy, identity, personal. Okay. The breaking point is at the 1960s. Also have that. Institutions, government sending sons to war. Okay, so that's what I did there. I honestly think I did similar. Postmodernism. So, okay, what I did here, I think I broke it up better here, because I did postmodernism as a concept, okay, over here, and then difficulty defining postmodern. Like, I broke it up a lot better in this one. This one over here, I just went, oh, postmodernism. And we have to go time-wise to understand which part of the video I'm at. So I think I was just being irritated by the video, because technically this is the way he structured it. He went, and let's talk about postmodernism, and Yeah. Okay, so the rejection of Westernized, so we've got that. That's the exact same building block I had in the previous one. Doesn't replace modernism. Coexist as competing ideas. Did I write that? Yeah. No. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so instead of breaking it up into several bits, I said no, I put it in one block. Structure replaced by endless choice. Same building block. People now need their own meaning in life. Identify as commodity. Identity is a commodity. Did I not use identity as a commodity? That's a really good way of. Yeah, I didn't. Okay. I am seeing consistency here. Where would Hitchens be? He would just be hitch slapping no matter where he is, no matter which side. What did Galente post in the channel? Gray. Breaking points, same thing. Vietnam War. People protested that continues today. As a philosophical movement, impossible to define. Did I say anything about impossible to define? Oh, I did there. I made it its own section. Lack of unified ideals creates uncertainty about everything it studies. Breaking everything apart, which in theory should be help us understand it, how it works. Okay. I honestly think it's very, very consistent, but just the structure is the only thing. So this is what I expected from this diagram anyway, that building blocks are the same. Are the same, but structure isn't. So yes, I understand that the video itself can lack structure, but the point of mind mapping it is to try and give it the best structure possible. And giving it the best foot to stand on. So I think I did that more over here because it was the first time I'd encountered it and I was being more concise. Over here, I know my mood with regard to Armored Skeptic had changed. So that does influence it. It's a video game history video. So basically, what is wrong with postmodernism? Okay, that's what I was trying to make a concept with. Did I do what is wrong with it? Yes, I did. So I think this one's just broken down better. I was not breaking down. I did break at the same points because we do have a section called "What is wrong with postmodernism," and then we've got postmodernism isn't all that bad. So yeah, this one just gives it a better shot. What is wrong with postmodernism? There we go. They're not good enough replacements, flimsy substitution of Latin concepts, gap in the ability to two camps to communicate. Okay. Postmodernism isn't all bad. Merely a medium, how you use it matters. So that's my last thing that I did there. Okay, academia. Did I use academia? Breaking point. Baba. See, I did it. Okay. Go back down here. What is wrong with it? Yeah. Postmodernism isn't all bad. Given us amazing things, music and art. So at least I took that out. It's a medium, a canvas. How you use it defines your character as an intellectual. Okay. I obviously had lost interest by this point. I think it's a satirical shitpost. Is this what you're talking about? Oh, the video that you put. Sorry, I thought you were talking about what I was talking about. Anyway, consistency here, we will say 7 out of 10 because the building blocks are all the same, but the structure is very, very different. Postmodernism isn't all bad. Well, if you're going to hold it, if you're going to make that this is your philosophy, it is bad. You need structure. You need, as Gray would put it, gas and brake. You can't just have gas and you can't just have brake. You have no idea what's going on. I'm looking at 2 diagrams to see if they're consistent. And yeah, we're done with postmodernism. Okay. I hate this video. Let's see what I did with the 3rd video. No. Go back. The 3rd video, which is diagram 3, which is V explains Martin Bailey tactic. So this, I feel like this is a debate between Sam Harris and Eric Weinstein. Wait, never mind. But structure is oppressive, Kitty. Yeah. Yes, it's fine as a tool. Using it as your worldview is retarded. That's exactly it, Dildo. That's exactly it. Okay, so this is the final video, which I think we'll have a lot more fun doing because it's a V video. I think consistently I'm happy about the video. I was happy the first time I diagrammed it, and I was happy the second time. So there is none of this armored skeptic feeling that I got. Okay, so let's go to video 3, Martin Bailey. Okay, how did I break it up? Level 1, who uses this tactic, why it's used, how it works, effective technique. Okay, what did we do here? Intro. Okay, so I did an intro, Martin Bailey structure, Martin Bailey practical application, examples of Martin Bailey ideas. Okay, I immediately prefer my previous diagram. Difficulties defending against this tactic. Okay, that I like, having that broken down. So, intro, how did I, instead of intro, what did I say? Who uses this tactic? Okay. Agitators, left-wing commentators, academia, socialists. So very low res over here. I went into way more detail in the previous one. Used by academia, leftist, socialists. Didn't put agitators. Causes those who disagree with you to support your side. Did I write that? No. Oh, there we go. There. Why it's used. So I made a sub idea there. Why it's used. It's persuasive and forces those who completely disagree to take your side. Okay. The way I did it here is made this an intro. This is just the intro he's using. It's the basis for the video. Okay. Mott and Bailey structure. Mott and Bailey, and he explains it. Better defenses, not where you want to live. No farming, no food, like in the Bailey. When attackers leave, you return to the Bailey. When invaders attack, you retreat to the Mott. Village, the place you want to be, you want to live there. So there, obviously, the description of what of the Mott and Bailey is included. And what have I done here? How it works. So I had a whole section called how it works instead of here where I go and say the structure. Okay, so if I really wanted to combine these, it would be how it works and then Mott and Bailey structure. So I'll use this as a really all-encompassing thing, I suppose. Illustration. So instead of structure, I used illustration over here. But we have exactly the same idea. Martin Bailey, same breakdown. I've got when invaders attack, people go here. Invaders are people who disagree with us. Mott is constrained, no, not where you want to be. So I've got the same idea, but I called it illustration instead of structure. Okay. Cool. I'm glad that's consistent. That's fine. They don't have to remember. They don't have to look exactly the same, but they have to both make sense, and they do. Okay. Practical application. So I've got practical. The illustration is to explain the structure. Practical is to just give us examples, right? And what I did here was Martin Bailey practical application. I did the same sort of thing. I tried the same thing. Hey, Barmy, you're morning from New York. Martin Bailey practical application idea. So I've got it. I tried Indefensible part is the Bailey. I don't like the downward structure that I used here. I prefer the fact that you keep it the same. If I used Mott and Bailey and I went sideways here, why would I go downwards here? That was dumb. I don't like that. Indefensible part, Bailey, defensible part. Same idea, but defensible Mott. No one defends this. Everyone ridicules and mocks it. No one disagrees with. So I did this. I did the same structure, at least here, with ideas. Then he gave us an example of it being used for ideas, and then I go into feminism. Then I had a separate node for practical application in institutions. So I broke off from ideas to institutions. Okay. I saw a male ostrich over the weekend, and my word, that thing is huge. Well, they're very muscular. Just consider how much protein and whatever you get from them, as opposed to fat. They're meowscular. Examples of Mott and Bailey ideas. Feminism. So we also did feminism, institutions. He used institutions and pandemics. So I've got that. Institutions, Bud Light. Institutions, the science during the pandemic. Okay, same building blocks. This is more HD at this point. Okay. I prefer this. I prefer, when it comes to this part of the diagram, I'm preferring this one. Big ass cannon greater than Mott and Bailey. Yeah, that's what you were saying last week, Dildo. Okay, Star Wars, Bud Light, ADL, and we break them down into which one's which. What did I do here? Oh, I did exactly the same thing with all men are rapists, all of that stuff here. I did exactly the same with the hashtags. So they're pretty much the same with feminism. You break down. This is good. This is good because I am in this diagram applying a framework. And if I'm breaking it down differently, I'm not using the framework consistently, but I did. The only thing I've done inconsistently is just the structure of where I put these ideas, these breakdowns. So if we actually, let's go and do that. Let's not hide all comments. Can't you reorganize? No, auto data masking. Can't you close all my branches, please? I don't know, hide all comments. Fold all, there you go. Fold everything. Fold everything. I don't think it'll let me with this. All right. You trust all women. You should, especially me. I am delivered. You're delivered. Floofy Kitty wants attention. I know she does, because it's almost dinner time for her. So that's also why I haven't rushed a little bit. But things that I've learned from this exercise. Okay. Kitty's got a kitta. I've got two kittas, Leonard. Okay, so with the exercise, it's very much, oh god. I've had bad experience with dating women, but family members are great. No, Novor! The way that's said. It sounds like wincest. But I know what you mean. That your family members are great. They're good. Yes, I know. I just took it the worst way. I'm sorry. Novor does this. Sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Dildo and love that, I'm sure. Okay. So what I've learned from these things. I has 3, so I win. You have 3 sisters? Okay. Anyway, let's change back to, let's do our final thoughts. structure very much is the one that varies the most. The building blocks were definitely consistent enough. I'm very happy with them being consistent enough. The only thing is that at some point in each diagram, I changed the level of detail I was going into. It would have been better if in one diagram I stayed at a certain level of detail and that's it. But what I did was within the diagram, I was inconsistent. Within the diagram, one area I was highly detailed, next one I wasn't detailed enough. So when it comes to that, it has at least made me realize that I am inconsistent within a diagram. So we learned stuff from this experiment. So what that tells me is I need to decide in the beginning of a diagram how much detail I want to go into. Am I going to use direct quotes? When I use a quote, what is it going to be for? Is it because I'm commenting on the behavior? Or is it because it's just really easier to put it that way? The way that person has worded it is the most perfect way to word it. What is it? Why am I using quotes in a certain way? Am I including the chat commentary? And what's the format of that? If that's what's going to happen, it's got to be consistent throughout. Am I including my own commentary throughout? What does a call out mean? If I use a call out, is it for me to rephrase what I've put down, or is it commentary? So it seems like the ideas, I'm consistent ideas wise across diagrams, but within the diagram, no consistency. Sometimes more detail than not. I think that also is to do with just how long my live diagram streams are. If I do them without a stream, that's another experiment to do, I suppose, is live diagram with a stream versus diagram without a stream. Diagram all by myself, without chat, without input, without distraction. See what that's like. I could. That's an extra experiment, but I guess we can assume what the results would be. They'll be different. At least I think that's the thing. They would be different. Consistently inconsistent is a form of consistency. Exactly. That is it. That should be the thumbnail for this video. Okay, consistently inconsistent is a form of consistently. It is. But I would like to get rid of it. But yeah, that's what we've learned from my experiment. I really enjoy it. But would you know what the next level is? Mark diagrams are quirky. Deal with it. Yeah, I suppose I have to deal with it. Time is never wasted if you wasted all the time. Yeah, exactly. If you waste all of the time, it's all good. So yeah, I'm okay with the level of consistency, because at least I kept the ideas in the same. I broke the ideas down similarly across both iterations. I'm just I've got to try and figure out, be a bit more disciplined in the way I do things, at least from one diagram to another. Like, okay, for this diagram, this is what we got to do. Set down the rules and you stick to them. Okay? It's very hard because I always just come up with stupid shit like, oh no, I should do it in this way. I should do it in this way. That's also what I learned here, is that when I made structural decisions, it made a big difference on the overall map, obviously. Brain dump a bunch of points into ChatGPT and see what kind of flowchart it comes up with. Well, what I'm going to do, Creamage, is put the what do you call it, transcripts of each of these videos, because there's a transcript of all of them, and I'm going to ask ChatGPT, and I'm going to ask Xmind AI to mind map it for me. So that's tomorrow's stream. So see how AI does it. If there's any It'll be quick because I'll just be able to just copy paste, and then we can do the comparison tomorrow. So yeah, and then I have to, because it's Tuesday by then. Not Grok. I'll do Grok. Sorry, not ChatGPT. I don't actually have ChatGPT. I've only got Grok. So I actually used Grok and Xmind AI. Yes, Daisy. And now I've got to go to the shops, guys. I kind of do this, but linked with code instead of visually. Okay. Well, the thing is, it makes you understand one thing relative to another. So I can see what you mean. Okay, I've got to get going. Look out for the members only post where I will poll where I will put in some things some options for what I should be reading, because I'm going to at least try and do one book a month. And yeah, if you have any recommendations, please put them in the Discord or in the comments to this video. Let's say I'll get the poll out on Wednesday, or no, tomorrow. I think if nobody, if anybody has, we have quite a few recommendations already, so I'll be able to do the poll tomorrow. So look out for the poll. And I don't know, maybe I'll show you a picture of me as a kid if you want. Enjoy, members. Get Daisy fed and happy. Yeah, I'm going to get Daisy fed and happy, and I'm going to get Gordon fed and happy. So yeah, thanks guys for hanging out, and thank you for the super chats, and have a nice life. Okay, thanks, bye. Go and subscribe, you shit.